Hey y'all, what's up guys? It is Kelly. Thank you once again for clicking on this video and tuning into the Unbecoming podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you also click subscribe and leave me any comments, likes. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get Unbecoming. This is going to be a quick one today. So what are we talking about today? Let's talk about little Cassidy Hutchinson, guys. Have y'all heard anything about the January 6th show trials that are happening right now in DC? Let me know in the comments. What have you heard? Do you care? Probably not. No one does. No one actually cares about the January 6th hearing committee or any of the hearings that they have going on, any of the testimony they have going on. No one actually cares, guys. So the media is doing its best, though, to try to make you care. So, is it working? Do you care yet? Let's find out today, guys, on the Unbecoming podcast. Thank you again for being here, and definitely click subscribe, guys. Trying to get that subscriber count up, and I would so appreciate it if everyone who watched this video would just hit that subscribe button. If you love it, if you hate it, it doesn't matter. Just be here with me. Let's just be together. Let's just do this thing together called life and not care about January 6th committee hearings together. Okay, let's do it. So guys, we're just going to get into a few articles today that have to do with these show trials and some of the explosive those are not my words, but words of other people, even Fox News contributors are calling it, I'm sorry, maybe not explosive, but stunning and brave, very stunning. So we're going to get into that after we get into this article here from the New York Magazine, the most explosive revelations from Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony. And guys, I'm going to be reacting with you here today about in regards to this testimony. I have only seen one small snippet of Cassidy Hutchinson testimony, and I've just been hearing all the chatter about it and how she's this like darling of the left now, and everyone needs to care about this, and everyone needs to care about what she said about President Trump in regards to January 6th. So being that I am one of the people who does not care, I have not watched this yet, so I will be reacting here with you guys today to some of this testimony. And I don't want to read this whole thing, but we're going to get into some of the highlights, okay guys? So Cassidy Hutchinson, a former top Trump White House aide, delivered stunning testimony, very stunning and brave, before the House Select Committee investigating January 6th on Tuesday, laying bare how unhinged the president behaved during the riot and alleging that a march on the Capitol was planned ahead of time and not called off, despite knowing that members of the crowd were heavily armed and prepared to commit violence. First of all, no one was armed. No one was armed already. Just the lies that have come out of this stupid committee that people like in the media and our Congress people just continue to sit up here and perpetuate like provably false things. No one was arrested with any weapons unless you're counting like, you know, flagpoles and shit like that, like, you know, just regular items that people might have used like in an aggressive or violent manner. I'm sorry, you're doing a thing here. You're doing a thing when you say that these people had weapons and were ready to commit violence. Because the fact of the matter is only one person died. I'm sorry, 2 people died that day. 2 women. Most people don't even talk about the other lady, Roseanne. I forget her last name, but her first name is Roseanne. And Ashley Babbitt. Those are the only 2 people that actually died, and those were both Trump supporters who were killed by Capitol Police. So make that make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Okay, so continuing with the article. Hutchinson served under Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff, giving her firsthand knowledge of Trump and his inner circle before and during the attack. Here are the biggest revelations from her testimony. Okay, so the first biggest revelation, the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were mentioned during White House planning for 1/6. What? So she quoted Giuliani telling her on the night of January 2nd that the plan was for Trump and co. to lead the rally planned for January 6th to the Capitol that same day. When Hutchinson asked Meadows about Giuliani's comments, she quoted him as saying, "Things might get real bad on January 6th. Wow. I mean, that's explosive. That is explosive because he was saying that things might get real bad. How vague. What kind of testimony is this? What kind of kangaroo court is this, guys? Let's be fucking honest here. Like, this is the most vague hearsay that I've ever even, like, encountered in recent years, you know? So let's see this video here.
Mr. Chairman, we will begin today with an exchange that
and I don't know if we'll watch this whole 2
minutes. A tangible sense of the ongoing planning for the events of January 6th. On January 2nd, 4 days before the attack on our Capitol, President Trump's lead lawyer, Mr. Giuliani, was meeting with...
What is it about Liz Cheney's face that just makes me want to punch her? Pow! Right in the kissa. I mean, I don't know. You let me know, guys. Does anyone else feel the same? Does she just have a punchable face, or is it just me?
White House Chief of Staff.
I disavow all violence, by the way.
Ms. Hutchinson, do you remember Mr. Giuliani meeting with Mr. Meadows on January 2nd, 2021?
I do. He met with Mr. Meadows in the evening of January 2nd, 2021.
Okay, so that's basically what we just read. I don't want to hear that little girl babble on about some hearsay that somebody told her that Rudy Giuliani said, who talked to the president 5 days ago. No, it's hearsay, my guy. So another revelation. Trump said of the armed 1-6 crowd, "They're not here to hurt me." So let's see what she said.
When we were in the offstage announce area tent behind the stage, he was very concerned about the shot, meaning the photograph that we would get, because the rally space wasn't full.
Wasn't full?
One of the reasons, which I've previously stated, was because he wanted it to be full and for people to not feel excluded because they'd come far to watch him at the rally. And he felt the mags were at fault for not letting everybody in. But another leading reason, and likely the primary reason, is because he wanted it full and he was angry that we weren't letting people through the mags with weapons, what the Secret Service deemed as weapons.
So what did the Secret Service deem as weapons? What did they deem as weapons? Because when I went to a Trump rally, guys, we weren't even allowed to bring chairs in. Does the Secret Service consider that to be a weapon? I would like her to expand on that, and let's see if she does.
Our weapons. But when we were in the offstage announce tent, I was part of a conversation. I was in the vicinity of a conversation where I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the effing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here. Let the people in. Take the effing mags away.
Take the effing what away? Is she saying bags?
Let the people in. Take the effing mags away.
I don't know what she's got marble in her mouth, just like Joe Biden. But the fact that makes so much sense to somebody who actually knows what it is they're talking about, as someone who has been to a Trump rally, guys. I mean, there was a list of things that we were not allowed to take in, like a list, and it was pretty much nothing. All we had on us, we didn't bring our purses because we were in line for hours. So this is probably something similar to the protocol, or if not more strenuous than what we went through. We went through Secret Service a checkpoint as well going into this Trump rally. There was many checkpoints where, they said that you can't bring this in. People left their chairs outside of the venue, just left, there was piles of foldable chairs that people had brought that they were not allowed to bring in, and probably flagpoles, things like that, signs. I couldn't even bring in my own homemade sign that I had made. All of these things that she's calling weapons is so disingenuous and so dishonest, because, and then him saying, let my people in, let my supporters in. I don't care. And I'm sure he didn't use the word weapons. I'm sure he said, I don't care if they have paraphernalia or items that are not allowed in the venue. Let everyone in. They're not here to hurt me. They're here to support me. The context in which this is being played out in the media is just so dishonest. And I know this, like I said, from my very own firsthand experience. And that has, and that's just like what I observed. That's just like as a casual observer, as someone who can actually hear what is being said and make sense of it. It makes the most sense to me that is what is being talked about here in a very dishonest way. So I think that's ridiculous. And it was funny because I was listening to America First, which is Nick Fuentes' show, last night, and he was saying, like, I mean, his take on this is just hilarious. He's like one of the greats. I mean, all credit to him. He's hilarious. He's very ironic whenever he comes to his political takes. But he was saying, yeah, this is awesome. Either way you put it, this is awesome. Trump's saying, let his supporters in, and, either way that you mean it, it's pretty fucking awesome. It's pretty Chad of him. It's pretty very epic of Donald Trump to say, hey, and Nick Fuentes was saying, they're not here to hurt me. They're here to hurt you. You, Cassidy Hutchinson. Get it right, girl. If anybody's going to be shanked or hung here, it's going to be you or Mike Pence, which we disavow all violence, of course. But I'm just saying, okay? So, another claim made by this little girl. Trump wanted to lead the mob to the Capitol, but was denied by the Secret Service. So let's watch. This is one of the big stories that came out yesterday. So we'll
when you returned to the White House in the motorcade after the president's speech, where did you go?
Why is Liz Cheney in charge of this whole thing?
When I returned to the White House, I walked upstairs towards the Chief of Staff's office, and I noticed Mr. Ornato lingering outside of the office. Once we had made eye contact, he quickly waved me to go into his office, which was just across the hall from mine. When I went in, he shut the door, and I noticed Bobby Engel, who is the head of Mr. Trump's security detail, sitting in a chair, just looking somewhat discombobulated and a little lost.
Oh, lost? Girl, you're
Tony,
lost.
He had said, "Did you effing hear what happened in the Beast?" I said, "No, Tony, I just got back. What happened?" Tony proceeded to tell me that when the president got in the Beast, he was under the impression from Mr. Meadows that
she just looks
the
like she's
off-the-record
lying.
movement to the Capitol was still possible and likely to happen, but that Bobby had more information.
And people have been calling her Amber Heard 2.0 because of this testimony. She's trying to make herself look like so sweet and just innocent. And I've just observed these things. This is what I was told. This is what Tony told me. Tony, he looked distraught. He looked lost. I wanted to help him. I wanted to use my motherly intentions and my motherly senses to help Tony. Tony, are you okay? Girl, shut up. Please shut up and stop with the act. Okay, girl, just say what it is you actually know. Isn't that what testimony is supposed to be? First-hand testimony. But this is, like we said earlier, guys, this is a kangaroo court. And this is all theater. This is political theater.
So once the president had gotten into the vehicle with Bobby, he thought that they were going up to the Capitol, and when Bobby had relayed to him, "We're not. We don't have the assets to do it. It's not secure. We're going back to the West Wing." The president had very strong, a very angry response to that.
Good.
Tony described him as being irate.
Good. Oh, Tony.
The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president.
Yeah.
Take me up to the Capitol
Chad.
now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir,
Based.
we have to go back to the West Wing."
Beta boy.
The president
Tony Beta.
reached
Trump
up
based.
towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol."
The way that she is acting this out, as if she saw it, is another big indication to me that she's just full of shit. Like, she's holding her arm as if these are, like, memories that she is seeing, like, revisiting, because she already saw them. This is an account that somebody else told you. So why would you not just tell it in a regular fashion, not acting it out as if you were there? You're giving me Amber Heard.
Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
And was Mr.
Wow. The face at the end. Girl, this girl's making me sick. I didn't know it was this bad. Okay, this is my favorite one, guys. So, he made her clean up ketchup like the bitch that she is. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be sexist in this moment. Ladies, I'm a lady. Women are so important. Like, women are, and I don't believe that women should have less rights than men in certain circumstances, but I do believe that women, clean up the mess, okay? Clean up the mess. If a man throws his plate against the wall, you're gonna have to clean it up. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do? Just clean up President Trump's ketchup, bitch, and shut up.
I first noticed there was ketchup dripping down the wall, and there's a shattered porcelain plate on the floor.
Oh, God.
The valet had articulated that the president was extremely
So again,
angry
hearsay.
at the Attorney General's AP interview and had thrown his lunch against the wall.
Hearsay. Cassidy Hutchinson, girl, you're giving me hearsay. And I believe, let's see. This was, okay, so there's two clips. The earlier clip we watched is actually from an interview. And this is also from an interview that she had done previously, then from this testimony, that Trump approved hanging Mike Pence.
It wasn't until Mark hung up the phone, handed it back to me. I went back to my desk. A couple minutes later, him and Pat came back, possibly Eric Kirschman too. I'm pretty sure Eric Kirschman was there. But I'm confident it was Pat that was there.
But you don't know, do you, in fact?
I remember Pat saying something to the effect of, Mark, we need to do something more. They're literally calling for the vice president to be effing hung. And Mark had responded something to the effect of, you heard him, Pat. He thinks Mike deserves it. He doesn't think they're doing anything wrong. To which Pat said something, this is effing crazy.
He thinks Mike deserves it. I'm sure President Trump, if he said this, was talking about the treatment from the people, not that he thinks he deserves to be hung. This type of hearsay that is being presented to us as if it is, an actual argument in a formal court of law that is fair and just is actually disgusting. And it's really starting to make me mad because the fact that they're putting this on as if this is an actual court proceeding with a fair and balanced justice system and allowing this woman to spew all of this hearsay from, conversations that she was not even involved in that could be taken out of context, these small snippets of information, it's very disgusting and very much indicative of where our justice system is actually at. So apparently Michael Flynn took the fifth when asked if 1/6 violence was justified. Trump wanted to float pardons for rioters. Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows asked for pardons. Cheney alleges witnesses are being pressured over their testimony. So this is Liz Cheney now, vice chair. Who, just because she's who's the chair? Because all I saw was a bunch of Liz Cheney talking. It seems like they're just going to slap on the fake Republican woman at the head of this committee and try to make this into something. Saying that, oh, look at this. Look at this committee over here. We have a Republican leading it. We have a Republican woman leading it. Wow, look at how balanced this is. No, you're a bunch of fakes and phonies and frauds. So that's it for the New York magazine. I'm sorry, NewYorkMag.com. Let's go on to Fox News. According to Brett Baer, the January 6th testimony was stunning and compelling. Okay, so Fox News, again, with the missed mark, Fox News. Again, first you put a transgender family piece on Fox News as if it's supposed to be some fluff piece and supposed to warm up conservatives to the idea of transing their kids. And now Bret Baier is calling the compelling hearsay testimony stunning and amazing, basically. Compelling. I mean, just, what is going on here? What is going on here? So he said, this testimony, first of all, is stunning because we have not heard this. 2, because it's compelling because of her proximity to power. All of these people directly having conversations with her. I think, as we have seen before, it's methodical. We always point out the caveat. There is not a minority here that is pushing back or questioning the other way, but it leads up to January 6th. The testimony was very compelling from beginning to end. She obviously had access to all of the players. We are now hearing from the former president on various posts where he questions her accuracy. He goes after her directly, saying he doesn't know who she is, and said he didn't lunge at the Secret Service agent in the Beast. That didn't happen. He says he didn't throw his lunch against the wall. That didn't happen, and that she's lying. Cassidy Hutchinson is under oath on Capitol Hill. The president is on Truth Social making his statements. Well, thank you, Bret Baier, for showing us that not only can we not trust mainstream media, Fox News is lumped in with that. You are mainstream media. You are fake news, as Donald Trump would say. Because Daily Wire just put out a report, and I was hearing this, I also heard this from Disclose.tv, which is a Telegram channel that I follow that has really, really great news updates, that reveal reports top Secret Service agents' story of what happened inside the car with Trump. Former President Donald Trump's lead Secret Service agent is reportedly ready to testify that testimony given by a former White House staffer on Wednesday to the January 6th House Select Committee is false. Cassidy Hutchinson, a former aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, claimed that Trump, on the day of January 6th rally, tried to get Secret Service to take him to the U.S. Capitol building, and that he became enraged when they would not do it because the area was not secure. Okay, so there you go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about, do you think that Cassidy Hutchinson has any grounds to stand on with these stories that she told? These stories which you could agree, whether or not they just make Donald Trump seem more epic. Throws the plate against the wall, the woman has to clean it up. It's kind of funny when you think about it. I would clean up I would clean up Donald Trump's ketchup, okay? Depending on the man, I would happily clean up his ketchup. Because, that's just what me, as a woman, I would do that. I would. I'm not saying it's my job. I'm not saying that every woman should. I'm not saying that every woman has to feel like I feel. I'm just saying I would do that for Donald Trump. He is my daddy, my president daddy, So it's fine. Just clean it up, Cassidy. We don't need to hear your tears, okay? And let me know, guys, what y'all think about all of her testimony and her little fairy tales that she told on the stand there. And do you believe any of it whatsoever? I'm going to tend to say I don't really believe her. I don't really, I'm not hearing any truth behind all those lies. Behind all that hearsay, girl. So try it again next time, okay? And come back to us, okay, Cassidy? And thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you'll subscribe and join me. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!